This is Igor Orlicki from Enlightened project, and this is a Thoughts on Life video series. The concept I would like to tackle first is the idea that I've been recently exploring in myself about being yourself, self-image, and the fear of showing our weaker side, vulnerable side. So first of all, let's go ahead with the fact that being yourself, and I mean true being yourself, not fake being yourself, but actually finding a way to express your true internal I in different ways, in how you choose to, in what you choose to speak to different people, in how you choose to express yourself in all different directions, meaning how you wear, how you talk, how you move, how you think. Is it aligned with who you truly are, or is it more aligned with certain self-images that you have created in yourself, or maybe some external factors have created in you throughout your life? So, one of the self-images that could potentially happen in you, and I think happens in a lot of us, is the self-image of constant strength. In a state where we are and cannot be seen as weak, right? So if someone asks you, everything is fine, everything is good, you have only successes, you try to show this to the world by any different means and never ever show vulnerability, because that shows weakness and that means that you lost, right? And if you lost, then you are nothing, because your self-image of constantly trying to prove to the world that you are something suddenly crashes. So you need to constantly push this value in your eyes and try to show to others only certain perspectives, right? Some will say, yeah, that's marketing, okay, but we are not speaking about external objects like company, but more like your true I, about yourself. This is something deeper, and I will say bluntly that this can be very, very hurtful for you, because your ego will deeply feed of it, that you are constantly searching for ways to, on how you can prove to the other people how good you are doing. So why that? Maybe let's ask ourselves first a question: why does that happen? So our ego, which is our, let's say, internal counterpart that tries to take control over us versus our real self, really wants to protect us in a way. That's one of the qualities of the ego. And it thinks that if you will, of course, show your only positive good sides, eventually you will be seen as a, magnificent, always right, always positive being, so everything good should be happening to you, people should admire you, how well you are doing. But that's simply not how you potentially feel all the time. Everybody, even the most positive people, I believe, truly have also down times, and there's no shame in that. This is something I needed to learn myself as well. I've been in that trap, guys. I had this. I wanted to always show strength and deal with any wounds only by myself, never really admitting to them, to people. And I know how hurtful that was also to me. And now, after years of exploration internally and finding certain balances, I know that each small choices that admit that you are not yet perfect, and you never really will be, is strengthening also your true I. And by that I do not mean focus only on your negatives now and try to say to everybody, hey, I'm feeling down, and point all the negativity on them. That's not what I mean here at all. It is just a matter of stating that, hey, it is okay to at times underperform, to at times feel not so good, and it is totally fine. It doesn't mean dwell on that, because that's just another different topic on how that it's not helpful to do manifestations, and actually being stuck in certain thought patterns is not helpful at all. But let's leave that for another video. For now, I'd say that really finding peace in who you are and how you feel daily, and still pushing towards and doing your best, that's the really a direction towards that. So at one time, at one day, you're doing your best might be just, you know, standing up, exploring the day, and just finding some positives in the day, but not maybe being super excited about the day because your state of being doesn't really feel like that, and you want to be truthful to yourself. So you don't force that positivity in, you just accept how you feel and just move towards the day while feeling how you are, trying to do your best choices, but internally aligned with how you feel, always still pointing towards positive as best as you can. It's a balance, and I'm sure that this few sentences might be a bit much as for now, but we'll be definitely exploring that much more deeply along the way. So to wrap it up, guys, it's okay to admit your vulnerabilities. It's okay to say, hey, I'm not yet a perfect camera guy, I'm not yet perfect at video angles and everything, but that's okay. I don't need to prove everyone that, hey, my first video will be at such a scale that it's gonna be, you know, movie quality, right? Maybe you would like to, because your self-image would like to push such direction that, hey, you don't make mistakes, you are like perfectly learned in everything. But you should counter such thoughts, because it's deep ego trying to force self-image of perfectness and deep illusion that will always be hurtful to you. And just admit that, hey, I'm doing my best here, and that's okay. That's okay. You're gonna improve along the way, and that's fully okay. And I'm fine with that. That's, I think, is very important to understand, that you can still bring value while doing your best, whatever that means for you at this stage in your life. Camera is just, of course, a very silly example here, but it can go much more deeper than this. And that's admitting vulnerability, guys. That's admitting certain state that you are in, situation that you are in, the fact that you don't need to protect this perfect image all the time. And that's just what it is. Unperfect situation in unperfect, let's say, circumstances, but you are just doing your best, being yourself and aligned. And that's okay. I'm telling here that that's okay. That's scary at times for people who are deep in protecting their self-images for a very long time. But I'm here to tell you that no matter the situation, universe rewards vulnerability. Universe will reward this by you feeling better, you finally dropping certain shields. At first it might feel, you know, very emotional even internally, but once you get used to being vulnerable and being yourself in that way, it's just so much more rewarding. And also all the manifestations that you start to send out to the universe out of that state is just so much better than a typical ego state, which is just unfulfilling and unsatisfying along the way. It's because people who even match their own standard of the self-image all the time often are not that happy. And also, if you don't match that standard, you get frustrated and angry, so you are in constant loop of faking a lot of these things, and also being unsatisfied with not meeting a standard which you have set with your ego as something that you need to be, must be, instead of just allowing yourself to be who you truly are. Thank you for this first video, hope you liked it, and of course I invite you to, if you like the content I'm creating, the value that and understandings behind them, please think about buying the book. It has a lot of deep understandings about life. You can find the links in the description to this video. See you guys in the next video. Bye.